Dream Payments, nominated by Mars. Come on up.
Just checking. Okay, good. This thing's working. It's always a bonus. I feel like I'm ready to take off in a plane with this thing on right now. So, okay. So my name is Anant Taylor. I'm a co-founder and the chief commercial officer here at Dream Payments. First off, I'd like to thank the folks from Mars, as well as the organizers of this conference, for including us today and allowing us to participate in this great competition. It's definitely an honor to be included in such a great group of startups that will be talking today. So Dream Payments, we are a payments cloud that enables banks and insurers to deploy innovative and on-demand digital payment services for their customers. We are a Canadian company with offices in Toronto, Moncton, and a subsidiary based in Connecticut. We're about a 25-person team. We have an experienced management team that has built, deployed, and scaled innovative financial services around the world, including payment services for fintech as well as InsurTech. We have a great group of investors that are supporting us and backing us, including Real Ventures, Fairfax Financial Holdings, TD Bank, as well as Connecticut Innovations. Our clients and partners are some of the largest FIs and insurers in North America. So what is Dream Payments doing in the insurance space, and what problem are we really trying to solve? So as many of you may know, and probably do know, the insurance industry pays out an astronomical amount of claims each year, over $1 trillion annually in claims. And what's even more staggering is that over half of those payments are made using paper-based checks. And as you know, there are many issues with checks. So imagine this. Your business or your home has just been damaged or destroyed in a flood or a fire, maybe widespread. The access to infrastructure has been disrupted. People are displaced. There's a lot of chaos. As a person who's affected by that, the most important thing that you need is peace of mind, being able to receive your funds that are going to enable you to get food, shelter, basic necessities, and knowing that you're going to be able to recover from that. That's a really important aspect of it, peace of mind, whether it be for you, your family, your employees, or whatnot. And unfortunately, check payments really don't cut it, right? I mean, getting a check, whether if it can get to you in the first place because of the situation, once you have it, you got to deposit it. The funds don't necessarily get to you or are accessible to you right away. It takes a while for that to happen. So, not every situation is as dire as that, but it doesn't mean that receiving your funds isn't an urgent matter to you. And so, as you know, with checks, slow, poor customer experience. And, as a testament, we're all here talking about InsurTech. I think the panel earlier was talking about a lot of the innovation that's happening, a lot of the fantastic areas of where technology can apply for the insurance industry. All of that sort of goes to waste if the last mile of the claim, which is the actual payment, doesn't really get to the customer in a way that's quick and effective and really allows them to get the peace of mind that they've actually invested in the first place. So Dream Payments, so the question is, why can't payments be faster? Why can't they provide a better experience for the customer? And the answer is, well, now they can, right? Dream Payments provides a payments platform, an entire payments platform for insurers. So our payments hub powers omni-channel claims payments for insurers that enable them to pay customers and vendors quickly, securely, and cost-effectively. So as a recipient, you have the ability to receive those payments or your payment directly to your bank account by providing your bank routing information. You can receive it quickly within minutes through our partnership with MasterCard by providing your 16-digit debit card number that's associated to your bank account. Or you can receive your payment as well quickly through e-transfer or Zelle, whether you provide your email address or your mobile phone number. And then there's other scenarios where providing the funds to a prepaid card really apply, or even to your PayPal account, if you're a business, for example. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a full payments platform, so it's not just claims payments, but this is where there's a huge focus right now. It's also effective for commission payments, whether it be to agents and brokers, and then also for premium collections. So if you think about pre-authorized debit or credit card payments to enable the insurer to collect the premiums. I'm just going to play a quick video here that was put together by one of our clients, Northbridge, as well as our partner, MasterCard and Dream Payments, that really illustrates the overall value proposition.
Unexpected things happen every day, like a tree falling through the roof of your home or office. It happened to me. Thank goodness no one was hurt. But it wasn't safe for us to stay in our home, let alone conduct business there. We qualified for an emergency claims payment from our insurance provider, Northbridge Insurance. And since I registered for their digitized disbursement service, powered by Dream Payments, our payment arrived into our bank account quickly and effortlessly. It covered our stay in our hotel and covered our roof repairs. What a huge relief.
The Dream Payments Insurance Hub makes it easy for adjusters like me to save the day. Once the claim was approved, all I had to do was enter my customer's information into the Northbridge Operations portal online. Northbridge then sent her an email confirmation that the money was in their account. They were quickly able to check into a hotel and call around for contractor bids right away. It feels good knowing that my company is able to get funds quickly to families in need, turning bad nights into good mornings.
So the overall process is fairly straightforward. I like to break it down into 3 core steps. So an insurer would provide us with the payment instructions, telling us who to pay, how much, and when. They can provide that to us through our programmatic API or through a SaaS-based web portal that we provide to them. Once we have that information, we then reach out to the recipient to let them know that there's funds available to them. They're able to come in and specify the destination of their choice. As I mentioned, there's many destinations that are possible. And then once we have that, our hub works its magic and then delivers the funds to the actual destination, providing the recipient and the insurer with notice of what's happened and when the fact that the payment's gone out. And all through this process, each party has access to understand exactly where the payment is in the end-to-end process as well as the history. So overall, plenty of benefits for insurers. I think we already talked about speed and customer satisfaction as being a primary driver for a lot of this. But there are obviously clear efficiencies and cost savings that go along with removing check-based processes as well. There's also increased revenue opportunities, as we talked about, potentially new sort of innovations within an insurance company, driving sort of on-demand, as an example, on-demand insurance, being able to take payments as well as make payments quickly. And then obviously there's this aspect of control and being able to identify where in the process you are and having security of that. One of the other things that I'd like to highlight here is that insurers use our Dream payments platform primarily because the payments is difficult. The payment space is very hard. There's a lot of players, it's a very confusing ecosystem. And insurers who decide that they want to invest in this on their own and go about it on their own have to be aware that there's a lot of information security requirements, and the payment space is evolving very, very quickly. So as an insurer, if you build that out on your own up front, there's a lot of IT expenditure, and you have to bring in sort of payment expertise in-house to sort of manage that. As sort of the requirements and the payment technology evolve, you're continuously investing in upgrading that infrastructure on your own. So Dream Payments takes care of all of this. We abstract the insurers. So once they integrate with us, we abstract them from all the maintenance and security that goes along with managing the payment rails and all the payment destinations. And then allow them to really focus on the core competency, which is really providing peace of mind to their end customers. So just some examples of our customer deployments. We're getting great traction. Our Northbridge Insurance, which I mentioned earlier, is a key client of ours. They're using our payments platform for claims disbursements. Travel Insured is our first US-based insurer that is using our claims API to send claims payments to their customers within minutes. And then TD and Chase Payment Tech are both our clients on the payment collection side. So as I mentioned, we do a lot of payment processing and collection, and our platforms be used by these 2 entities as well for that purpose. Our overall business model has 3 main components. We on the payment disbursement side, we charge a flat fee for payment collection for every payment instruction that we receive. In terms of payment collection, we charge a flat fee for any pre-authorized debit. We charge a percentage basis on any credit card payments. And then we also charge platform and monthly SaaS fees for the use of our web portals or our platform as well. And then just talking about sort of growth and potential, we're very focused on the insurance industry with our platform in terms of claims payments. When you look at that in terms of claims payments to both suppliers as well as customers, premium collection, commission payments, That opportunity alone in North America is over $2 trillion. Massive, massive opportunity in terms of payments, itself. The good thing is our platform is also well suited to other B2B and B2C payments that are necessary in other industries. A good example being the gig economy. In 2017, that number for the market size for the gig economy was over $600 billion for just Canada and the US. So when you think about that, in terms of all the scenarios that are necessary there, being able to make on-demand payments to destination of choice, our platform is, again, really well suited for that. And so that's really where we see ourselves, is really focusing on the insurance space, building out and expanding our capabilities to service that industry well, and then expanding to other industries as well. So we're really well positioned for success through our technology and our partnerships to do this. I'd like to thank you all for your time and your interest, and really hope this gave you a good overview of our company, and open it up to questions.
Perfect timing. All right, we'll turn it over to the judges. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have a crack at it. Is this thing? Yep. Okay, just curious from a technological standpoint, can you talk to us about data security, and in this age in which Payments Canada is looking at real-time rails, how might this affect your business?
Yeah, no, it's a very good question. So from a payment security standpoint, we're PCI compliant. We also follow SOC controls as well to manage our infrastructure and keep our data secure. When you talk about the real-time payment rails, so both the US and Canada, there's a lot going on. This is exactly part of the point I was making, is that in Canada, Payments Canada is moving towards faster payments, which is going to enable sort of more rich data to go across with the payment. Same thing in the US with the various banks enabling the real-time payment rails. A lot of that isn't ready yet. So when you look at Canada and the US, I'd say we're about the same timing when it's actually going to come online, 2020, 2022 timeframe when all the banks have invested enough to make it really happen. But in the meantime, you have this dilemma where you really need to be paying your customers more quickly, especially now with all the sort of things that are happening in the industry. So, there are real-time payment rails, as I mentioned, sort of push to card, which is like the debit card payment, which to go use your debit card number to push funds to your account instantly, as well as e-transfer, other mechanisms like Zelle and whatnot. So those payment rails are ready for use now. Our platform is available to use for that. And then as the payment technology evolves and all the sort of banks are now hooked into the new infrastructure around the real-time payment rails, we're evolving to support all of that. So at the time when, say, insurers want to start taking advantage of that, and I think the real benefit will come, especially on the reconciliation side, because you really get all that rich data that comes along with the payment at that point in time, too. So, yeah.
So, first of all, thank you. Why Dream? There's all kinds of other sort of payment providers, and when you look at sort of long-term potential for Dream, how do you see that playing out?
So yeah, so I think there are a lot. To your point, there are others in the space. I think when you look at our competitors, they're either not insurance focused, or if they are, they have a very narrow focus in terms of maybe one specific line. We support insurers of all types. When you look at, and then some of them are very tied to specific claims type platforms and whatnot. We're agnostic to that, so any insurers can use our platform regardless of whichever claim system they're using. So in terms of our technology, our partnerships and our distribution, I think, are really where are going to help us. We have with Fairfax Financial Holdings helping us to connect with many of the insurers in their portfolio. We're getting great traction outside of that as well. MasterCard is acting as a distributor for us as well. And then we're also working with some of the claims payment systems that are commonly used. We're developing partnerships there as well as through some consulting and system integrators. So I think our distribution and our technology, as it's sort of coming to light with some of these distribution channels, are really going to allow us to succeed in this space within insurance as well as outside of it.
Just to understand your economic model a bit better, run me through, I'm an insurance company and I sign up with you. Do I have a setup fee? And then do I pay a monthly fee for access to the portal? And then is there a per transaction fee? Can you give an idea of the range of what that would cost?
Yeah, so the range will really depend on volumes, but yeah, just to kind of sort of address your question, right? So the implementation fee only exists really if you do customization. So we have our standard sort of out of the box, what we call our SaaS web portals, which is sort of branded with your own branding. We make it available to your customers or your operations folks. If you want to make customizations to that, we would charge an implementation fee. Otherwise, no, we just charge sort of on a user basis in terms of to access those portals, and then it is just a per payment cost, which again will vary depending on the type of rail you're hitting. So if you're doing like ACH or EFT, which is a bit of a slower rail, versus a faster rail, for example, like push to card. Yeah.
And how much data are you actually getting around the underlying claimant, and the policy information? And then how does that tie back to being integrated with the ERP systems to actually, maybe to the point earlier about the value proposition you have and thinking about scaling this business long term about what you can then do with that underlying data set?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. So the information we collect, so we allow the insurer to send us reference information, to your point, like policy or claim information. All that comes to our system. We have the information about the actual recipient as well. So for example, if you're a vendor who's receiving payments from the insurer, you have all the payment data available to you. So when a payment comes across, for example, you may get only paid once or twice a month, but you have to be able to reference back to exactly which claims were processed as part of that payment. And then from a reconciliation perspective, we provide all that data back to the insurer to allow them to reconcile on their side the claims and whatnot.
How much insight are you getting into like the decisioning engine that you sort of you referred to earlier about why and when the claim is being made?
Why and when? So in terms of, the payment side of it, where we get the instruction, happens after the claim's been adjudicated and approved. We get the instruction.
With respect to why a particular claim went through and stuff, right? So.
Just so
Maybe
we're
we
all
can
clear
connect
on-
after.
we're all clear on that I get to be rude on an equal opportunity basis. I'm cutting all parties off at all sides. Thank you for coming up.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate the question.